You can trim it and it'll just keep going and keep going. This is your Viola. Get it. Run. Start it inside fast. This is one that I will not stop growing. I put it in every container that I had in the garden and it was amazing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. It is a new year and that means new seeds to grow in the garden, of course. Please make sure you like and subscribe this video if you want to see more content like this. And I just wanted to get on here, I know it's been a while, and show you all everything that I plan to grow this year in my garden. So without further ado, let's get to it because I have a lot of seeds to show you guys. I kind of went crazy, but you know, that's obviously what I do here. And there's never enough seeds that I can have. But I have 3 seed hauls from 3 different companies that I got seeds from. And the first one that I'll show you is one of my favorites, which is Baker Creek's seeds, and online you can look them up as RareSeedsBC, I believe. I will link their company below. The next company, well, the next place that I got seeds from was Ocean State Job Lot, which is actually one of my favorite places to get seeds because their seeds are usually 40% off. So make sure you go and check them out because they have Burpee seeds, and usually Burpee is a little bit more expensive, but at Ocean State Job Lot it's 40% off. So I made sure that I grabbed a boatload of seeds from them. And lastly, if you really want to be economical, I got seeds from Dollar Tree, which have amazing seed selections. So I ended up getting a bunch of seeds from them. So yeah, let's get to it and let me show you all what I got. Let's start with Baker Creek. I love Baker Creek because the illustration on the seed packets are just absolutely amazing. And I just love all the different varieties that they have. So many rare seeds and from different regions of the world. So let's start with some of the veggies that I'm going to start growing. Let's start with the cucumbers. So sorry if I'm not pronouncing these right, but the first one is cucumber Tokyo green. And so this one says, old Japanese variety of Chinese origin from the Meiji area. Sweet, bitter-free, 9-inch cuke with tender skin and few seeds. The second one is cucumber Suyo long. And this one says, a productive heirloom from the northern China. Long-ribbed dark green fruit can grow up to 18 inches. Next, I have plans for my green stock this year. So last year, what happened in my green stock was that I grew a lot of varieties that grew extremely big in those containers. And although some were productive, some weren't as productive because it was just way too big for those containers. And so I decided that this year I wanted to focus on veggies that definitely were small enough to not overtake the containers and fit perfectly in the containers. So I'm focusing on micro tomatoes and micro peas. One of which is tomato orange hat. And this one says, the extra dwarf bush plants grow just 6 to 9 inches tall but produce oodles of tiny orange orbs bursting with fruity sweetness. Perfect for growing indoors or on the patio. So that'll be a good addition to my green stock planter. The second one is tomato micro tom. This one is one of the world's smallest variety. This compact variety does not disappoint when it comes to performance and flavor. So this one is going to go from green to red. The other one is going to go from green to orange. Talking about micro things to put in the green stock, these are the peas that I was talking about. So this is peas Tom Thumb. This is an unusual heirloom originated in England and was first introduced in the U.S. by Landreth Seeds, Philadelphia in 1854. Super dwarf, 8-inch plants, ideal for containers or window boxes. So, I don't know if these Tom mean, I don't know if that means like just small varieties, but the next one is Charmette Petit Pois. I'm guessing that this is a French variety. This one says, we think you'll adore these tiny sweet-seeded peas. Everything about them, the plants, the pods, and the peas themselves is delightfully small yet top-notch. Each vine produces loads of mini pods, making this variety a European favorite and a true culinary gem. So those are my green stock plans and seeds for the green stock. Next, we'll go into the tomatoes that I am growing in my raised beds. And I'm very excited about these tomatoes. So the first one is tomato Thornburn Terracotta. Look at this beauty. Look at that beauty. This one, introduced in 1893 by James Thorburn of New York, honey brown skin, orange pink flesh, and green seed mass. This is an eye-catching slicer with an out-of-this-world flavor. So I love that. The next one is your classic beefsteak. And the good old-fashioned tomato flavor, very well suited for Northeast US. Of course, I am in the Northeast. Then, here comes my absolute favorite kind of tomatoes are the purple tomatoes. So this one is Tomato True Black Brandywine. And this one says, bred sometimes in the late 1920s by Dr. Harold E. Martin. Extra large fruit full of deep, earthy, sweet flavor that makes black tomatoes so popular. I just love how black tomatoes look in the garden. They're just like purple, big, juicy, absolutely beautiful. So the next one is Black from Tula tomato. And this one says a unique large 8 to 12 ounce dark tomato exhibiting a rich, deep purplish brown color. Some seed savers say it's the best tasting of all dark tomatoes. A very rich, old-fashioned flavor, sweet and spicy, a rare Russian heirloom. So I can't wait for that one because I love purple tomatoes, so why not have the best of the best? The next one is Purple Rain. And this one is a tidy and compact 3-foot plant are smothered in purple beefsteak tomatoes with beautifully balanced flavors. So it says a unique purple dwarf tomato. So I'm guessing this one I'm going to put it in my small cattle raised beds. I think that these might be determinate. And determinate obviously means that it puts out all its fruit usually at once. And it is a more bushy, smaller type tomato. And so interdeterminate tomatoes are tomatoes that keep growing and keep putting on fruit at different times, and they'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I like to have a variety of both. That way I have some for my smaller beds and some for my larger beds. The next one that I have is Purple Bumblebee. Look at this beauty. So this one says slightly elongated little cherries, outrageously striped in lime green and bronzy purple, sweet complex flavor. So I do love cherry tomatoes, but I also love purple tomatoes. So why not have a purple cherry tomato? Okay, so those are my tomatoes. And we'll move on to a new variety of carrot. This one is the new Carota. An improvement on the famous Japanese Carota type carrot. New Carota is a sugary sweet and texture is ultra fine grain. The roots of this hardy breed can power through tough soil and blistering heat, producing winning roots in the most brutal conditions. The reason that I got this more stubby, thicker carrot is because some of my raised garden beds have like natural soil in them that's a bit rocky, and when I first started gardening I got a shipment of soil that was very poor and that was sandy and rocky, which I kind of got played, but instead I just amend the soil every year. But there's still traces of that soil in there. So I wanted something that can really push through and get deep in there regardless if there's not that great soil in there. And it seems that this carrot would be a good fit for that. The next one was a free seed that Baker Creek sent, and it is Amaranth Pink Beauty. So with this, it's like a leafy green. The stems of the plants are pink. I've seen other people grow this. I'm actually gonna grow this near my chicken coops, and I feel like I'm gonna use this to feed my geese and my ducks to give them a little green, and it's gonna give some interest near some containers that I have closer to the farm. So I can't wait to grow this as a little free bonus. It's always nice to get a bunch of seeds from Baker Creek because they always send out some gifts. The next one that I'm very excited to grow that I grew last year, but unfortunately I ended up ripping a lot of them out thinking that they were weeds, vining weeds, because I forgot to label, which is one of my goals of this year, is to really make sure that I label everything and I make a note of everything. Is the long bean Chinese red noodle. Look at that. Of course, I need this in my garden. This is a long bean, Asian bean. I just love the texture that it brings. The magnificent beans that are like so long, and they're just fun and they taste amazing. I used some for a fried rice that I had, and I just love the taste and I love the element that it brings into the garden. So I'm definitely going to grow this and label it this year. The next one that I got is to please my grandmother. Growing up, she would do a lot of watercress with oil and vinegar and salt and pepper, and she would have it as a salad. I loved it. I don't know. It's like very rare now for me to have watercress. I don't have it often, but I would like to grow it in my garden in the places where it gets a little wet and damp. I want to kind of sprinkle it in the ground and see if in the damp areas that it will take. I also want to grow it near my pond because I heard that this is usually watercress, as the name implies, does well in boggy terrains. So this one is watercress aqua large leaf. I'm going to grow this, and I can't wait to grow it. And I'm also going to grow it in some containers to see if it does well and I can share it with my grandmother. The next one I'm excited about, but I'm a little scared because I don't have a lot of space where there's like trellises. So I need to build something that I can trellis some gourds and some pumpkins and whatnot. But I got a birdhouse gourd. Look at that. I see these all the time at my local farm stand, and they're dried out and they're just absolutely beautiful. I love them so much, and I want to make a lot of birdhouses this year. I want to put a lot of birdhouses in the property this year, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on birdhouses, so I'm going to try to grow my own birdhouses and just, you know, put them all around. Supposedly swifts like these kind of houses. I have to double check on that, but I'm going to put them all around the property, and it's just going to give this little fun element and create more habitat for birds. So now, those were my vegetables. I have a few flower seeds that I am going to grow that I got from Baker Creek. And the first one, let's start with the free. So the free Persian carpet zinnia. And the Persian carpet zinnia, this one is a free seed packet that they gave me last year, and it was so cute. I love like the different double flower zinnia, and they're a smaller stature, and I love to dot those around my containers. They're super pretty. I'm definitely going to grow those again and put them all over the place. The second group of flower seeds that I got were violas, and I absolutely loved the violas that I grew last year. I grew the Johnny Jumpman, and I just loved them so much, putting them in all the containers, and how prolific they were and how they lasted almost the whole summer. So I wanted to get more viola seeds and start them indoors, because violas can be started very early so that they can be put out very early, and they are somewhat perennial in my area, zone 6B, 7A. I've seen my violas come back, except for the Johnny Jumpman ones, but the ones that I grew separate from the Johnny Jump series did come back. I haven't seen my Johnny Jumpman come back. Maybe like one or two, but not necessarily like a lot of plants. But I got some that were perennial, and the first one that I got is Bowls Black. And this one is, let's see, a charming antique black pansy popularized by E.A. Bowles at the turn of the 20th century. Plants stand 6 inches tall and are great for beds, borders, pots, and baskets. Grow them as Bowles did in the rock garden. So, you know, I have a place that is very rocky, so we'll see. We'll see if we'll add this Bowles Black into that. It was nice to actually read that it did well in a rock garden. The second one is Tiger Laeta Viola. And this one says, plants are smothered with golden blooms that have tiger stripes. This viola is ideal for container planting, especially when grown alongside tulips. Also perfect for beds, borders, and window boxes. Try topping your culinary creations with these regal blooms. All right. Then the second one I got was Wine Laeta. And then let's go to the other different flowers I got, which were California Poppy, Strawberry Fields. So I tried California Poppies last year, and I was thrilled by them actually. They were absolutely gorgeous. They lasted through the whole season, up until my last frost. And even during my frost, my small frost, they were kind of untouched. I grew the regular yellow ones, and so this year I wanted to add some different California poppies, and I just love poppies, all kind of poppies, breadseed poppies, ornamental poppies. California poppies clearly did well in my garden, so I wanted to get these ones, and these ones say, this strawberry sherbet colored California poppy is unbelievably gorgeous. The petals look like bundles of silk in sunset color. Why wouldn't I grow this in my garden? The next one is Strawflower King Size Orange. If you've seen in my previous videos, I have grown strawflower every year. I love strawflower. I love how long it lasts. I love how reliable they are, how big they get. They're just an amazing flower to grow. I sprinkle them everywhere. And so I wanted to try out the orange one. I have tried the pink ones, and although I like the pink ones with white, I feel like the white ones don't look that great. So I wanted to try some with a deeper, richer color. The next one and the last flower seed that I got from Baker Creek, which was a free flower that they sent to me, which I'm actually very excited about, is the Ella Campaign. Ella Campaign. I don't know how to say it, but Ella Campaign. Look at how beautiful this is. And so this is a perennial large plant yellow sunflower type. Second year, fall dug roots traditionally been used for lung and other health issues, ornamental. So it seems like it's a biennial. Well, it grows flowers the second year, but it is a perennial. And I looked this up, and people do use these in teas for lung issues like bronchitis and other things. So it is herbal. It is perennial, and it is beautiful. And so I have some places where I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this in my rocky garden that I have next to my balcony. That is like a tougher environment, but I feel like as a perennial, this would do amazing there. So I'm excited to grow this. I'm actually going to, I am going to winter sow this, because this says in the back, cold treat seeds in refrigerator for 4 weeks before sowing indoors in spring. So I think this one would do amazing grown in the winter sown containers, because this clearly needs some cold stratification, and so this would be good for that. So I think I'm just gonna do that instead of trying to grow it indoors, and I will probably direct sow it in different areas, but actually can direct sow this maybe soon, because we've had like a warm up here. The snow has melted, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sow some flower seeds in the places where there is exposed soil, and hopefully when it starts to get cold again quickly, because it's gonna snow in a couple days after that, that will kind of cold stratify some of those seeds that I have. And we have about maybe 2.5 months, 3 months until the springtime, which I can't wait. I'm so excited. All right, let's get to the second company. Baker Creek was pretty long list of seeds that I have. The other ones a bit shorter. So hang on, hang with me, please. Hang on with me. And of course, if you want to skip ahead, make sure you see the tags that I have underneath in the description that take you to the different chapters, just in case you want to skip ahead. The next seeds that I got were from Ocean State Job Lot. And like I said, Ocean State Job Lot is an amazing place to get seeds, because they usually have their seeds for 40% off from Burpee, which is amazing. And so let's start off with the herbs and vegetables that I got from Ocean State Job Lot. And the first one that I got was the Parsley Extra Curl Dwarf. And that Extra Curl Dwarf is for my green stock container, because my green stock container definitely can use some more dwarf plants. Like I said before, I don't want to put things that are extremely big in there. The next seed that I got from Ocean State Job Lot was the Tall Utah 5270 R Improved. This one, I have grown the Tall Utah, and it seems that the Tall Utah keeps being improved. I actually love it, but the problem with the Tall Utah that I see is that the stems are a little bit smaller than I would like. So let's see what is going on with this. This tasty dark green stalk with compact habit lasts into winter with light frost protection, and I have seen that. I've seen that it actually perennializes here in previous years, but I always kind of rip them off. So I might leave some in the garden this year, but I also want to try to grow other varieties that are a bit bigger, because it is a little bit more compact, but I would like a thicker stalk. And this is one that I keep growing because It is reliable and I always have great results with this. I grow it indoors. I'm going to grow it soon because it is one that you want to get started early because it takes a long time to mature. So by the first frost, you'll be ready to harvest in my garden zone. The next one that I got, again, that I didn't grow last year and I just found an unopened packet, but why not have extra seeds? And I might just share these with someone else. Maybe I'll share them with one of these viewers that I have here, one of you guys. I would love to share some extra seeds that I have. So if you leave a comment down below, please, let's see, say thank you, Jen, and I'll pick in the comments someone to send a nice seed packet, a whole bunch of seed packets that I have some extra things and some things that I grew from my garden. So please, if you can write in the comments, thank you, Jen, and I will G away. I don't want to say the whole word because I know that a lot of spammers go in the comments, but I will give a viewer of mine, a subscriber, a little gift, a little garden gift, and that will be great because I have a bunch of seeds that I collected from my own garden and a whole bunch of extra seeds that I also have. So please, in the comments, say thank you, Jen. Anyways, okay, back to the thing. I have Jack B. Little Pumpkin. And this is a miniature pumpkin, 3 inches across and 2 inches high, ideal for fall decorations, edible when fresh. So I've saw one of the YouTubers that grew this, and I wanted to grow it myself. So yeah, I want to try that. The next one is an exciting one. This is Italian peppercini, and I love peppercini. My ex-boyfriend would always get us a Greek salad, and I just used to really love to enjoy and share the peppercini with him. It reminds me of him. If you're watching, hi. But anyways, I would like to grow and pickle some peppercini. It's an Italian hot pepper. Then, like I spoke before, let's talk about some flowers that I got. I got the Viola Johnny Jump Up. And this is my all-time favorite viola. I just love it so much. It is so prolific. If you want a viola that's bushy, compact, and just puts flowers after flowers after flowers, you can trim it and it'll just keep going and keep going. This is your viola. Get it. Run. Start it inside fast. This is one that I will not stop growing. I put it in every container that I had in the garden and it was amazing. Everyone would be like, girl, what is this flower? I'm like, Johnny Jump Up, violas, get it. Get it. It's literally my all-time favorite. Thank me later. The next one is Marigold Golden Goliath. I didn't know how much I enjoyed marigolds till last year. I had a few marigolds in the garden and I was just like, why haven't I grown marigolds? Like, they smell good, deter predators, like pests, and they're just amazing and they're beautiful. So I definitely wanted to get a different variety. This one is Golden Goliath, and it says bicolor flower heads make this marigold a prominent feature in any garden bed. So why not? Then the next one that I'm gonna grow is Excelsior Foxglove Mix. Foxglove, can we not get enough foxgloves in the garden? Like, I love foxgloves. Some are biennial, so it takes them 2 years to put on flowers. The first year that they will put on their green growth, and then the second year they'll put on their long, big flower stalk. These ones say that they can bloom the first year if started early enough. I've had experience like with the Dalmatian. I'm not sure that the Excelsior ones have given me flowers the first year, but nonetheless, you know, plant them, just wait, and they'll look absolutely beautiful when they do bloom. So I'm actually very excited to see a lot of foxgloves grow this year in the garden and put on their flower stalks, because I see a lot of green growth and a lot of them spread out in the garden. I'm hoping that they self-seed. I'm hoping that they look absolutely beautiful in the garden this year. The next one is Celosia King Coral. So Celosia, I haven't had quite a bit of luck with Celosia. I'm going to try my luck this year again. I never have gotten a plant big enough. I think that I need a lot of sun, and my garden has a lot of shade in it. Although it does get sun, sometimes I have like a lot going on, so there's parts of shade, and they just haven't done great in my garden. But nonetheless, I'm going to start them early. I'm going to winter sow them. I'm going to try different methods. Maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe I'm not watering them enough. But I'm going to try, because I want to get the Celosia blooms. I want to have Celosia to arrange in the garden for garden flower bouquets. The second one that I got, another flower that I got is the Sunflower Shanty Hybrid. Okay, this sunflower was everything. It was absolutely breathtaking. It had this rich purple, like just gorgeous look to it, and I needed it again this year. The rabbits definitely destroyed so many of them. So I'm gonna do protection this year from rabbits. I'm going to buy those metal little trash cans from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put them all over the sunflowers, just so that they can have enough height before the rabbits try to chow down on them. I had 2 plants last year that survived the rabbits, but they were just worth it. They were absolutely beautiful. Like I said before, I want to grow more and more California poppies, and I got this Aurantiaca Orange. It's like a buttercup, rich orange color covered bushy plant from spring into summer. California State Flower is a poppy, and I definitely needed that. Next are the zinnias. This one is the Burpeeana. I love that name, Burpeeana. Giants mixed colors, and these are like a double ruffled, and they're just so super cute. And these are obviously going into my dahlia borders that I am going to really take charge this year and organize it well. Put a lot of metal stakes, stake everything up, tie everything up real good, organize it really good. I'm turning my dahlia borders into perennial borders as well. But the difference is that they're going to also have a lot of annuals in there, like zinnias, like dahlias. So we'll see where this goes, but that's my plan this year. Organize, label, just plan things out really well this year. I'm not playing. The next zinnia that I grew last year that they were absolutely beautiful, was the Zinnia Exquisite. Again, doubles that are just super cute, pink and like rich magenta. They remind me of Valentine. And again, I'm gonna put those in my dahlia. One that I am going to grow year after year, although I know that I put them in shaded areas that they didn't grow as tall and they needed some staking up, which I really didn't like, but the seed heads were like, oh my god. The seed heads were fabulous, and that is Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding. First of all, the name. Look at the seed tassels on that plant. This plant was so beautiful. First of all, the foliage is like a lime green. And then the pink tassels, the pink seed heads that they have are just so romantic, so beautiful, so like, is there, like, how much more beauty can there be in a garden? Like, you need this if you want to have that romance, that like love lies bleeding. It's just like a beautiful name, like love lies bleeding, like it's bleeding the seed heads, it's giving. You need it. The next beauties in the garden are the poppies, like the ornamental poppies. This one is Hungarian blue. Obviously, out of all the poppies, other than the Californias, I haven't been great with ornamental poppies. I've thrown poppies in the winter, on bare. I don't have luck with poppies. They're usually too small in my garden. They look tiny. I never have like big, huge stalks of poppies. I would love that, but nonetheless, I keep trying. But this Hungarian blue poppy, I did get some stalks and they were absolutely beautiful. Although poppies don't last long, a day or two, maybe a day, but they're just worth growing. Last but not least, from Burpee Ocean State Job Lot, I got the Alyssum Royal Carpet. Let me tell you something about this plant. Alyssum, you must have it in your garden. Alyssum is reliable, lasts the whole summer. The whole summer, even the fall. Like even after my frost. Like this was one of the most reliable, one of the most amazing flowers that I can grow in my garden in all of the containers. I added Alyssum Royal Carpet. I did not play any games when it came to Alyssum Royal Carpet. And I got one packet. Don't know why, because I need like 1,000 packets. I self-seeded. I winter sowed this. It was everywhere. And hopefully it's self-seeded everywhere. I don't care where it self-seeds. I just love it. I need it. I have to have it. So yeah. Alyssum is another one that is like amazing in the garden. Alyssum and Johnny Jump Up were like the stars. I had a very bad gardening year. I wasn't organized. I didn't have time. I was going through so many things. But two flowers that kept me happy every time I would go in the garden and saw all the neglect, but I saw beauty. And that was the Viola Johnny Jump Up and the Alyssum Royal Carpet. Must have. Period. Okay, let's get to the third and last company that I got seeds from. Last but not least is Dollar Tree. Let's talk about something. Back then, Dollar Tree had seeds for $1. Then they were $4 for $1.50. This year, Dollar Tree is doing us a little dirty. No shade, love you down, Dollar Tree, but it's giving not $1 no more. Now things are 3 for $1.50. So you got 3 seed packets for $1.50. Let's start with the veggies. I'm going to try to be quick. I know this video is pretty long. Take a break, pause if you need, come right back, like and subscribe, you know the deal. Anyways, the first one that I got was Pepper Mild Tam Jalapeno. This one says, for a pepper that has traditional jalapeno flavor without the heat, this is a jalapeno for you. Plants are not as large as a standard jalapeno, turn from green to red when mature. Perfect for salsa and pickling. So, it says 3 feet tall, so I don't think that they're that small as a plant as a whole, but it says that the jalapenos are smaller and more milder. So I love jalapenos with eggs in the morning, with scrambled eggs. Try it. Everything. That was like my go-to in the summer. I had endless jalapenos and I have endless eggs because I have chickens. So both of those together were amazing. Okay, next are my green beans. This one is Blue Lake 274, which is a bush green bean. So this green bean, I'm going to put it basically where I grow some of my asparagus, and I'll grow my potatoes and beans. So I'll have these bush green beans next to the potatoes. And then I have Kentucky Wander, and this is a pole green bean. Then I have sage broadleaf, which I'll grow in the garden, in my rocky garden. I have grown sage before and it did perennialize, but I think that like the rabbits got to it and just ate it up. It also didn't have a lot of sun, but then I took down a couple of trees and there should be more light for them to grow. I use sage during Thanksgiving and certain dishes, so I would like to have sage back in the garden. I got two different types of bachelor's buttons. Bachelor's buttons are like straw flowers. They're super cute, super reliable, but I got Blue Boy, which is your typical, and then I got a mixed one. And they always have the mixed one at Dollar Tree, but I never go for it. I go for Blue Boy. But I went for the mixed one last year and I was like, oh my God. I grew it next to my roses and it was like the perfect combination. So roses and mixed bachelor's buttons. Come on now. Look at how beautiful. So I'm going to do that again. Now, I told you about the alyssum. So I have like alyssum all over the garden, just like it's spread everywhere. The white version, Carpet of Snow. And so, like it says, Carpet of Snow, there's clumps of alyssum everywhere, and it just looks so romantic. Again, I'm going to keep saying that, romantic. Like, I love a romance garden. A cottage garden is not complete without the romance, without the vibe. This gives the vibe. So, like, I'm not playing with you guys. Like, ooh, 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 ooh. I got packets and packets of Carpet of Snow. I wasn't playing games. I'm telling you guys. I was not playing games with the alyssum. Again, I'm growing California poppies again. This is the one that I grew last year that made me fall in love with California poppy. But this is the extra golden from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to grow it again and again. Again, I got 3 packets. Why not? And then lastly, from Dollar Tree, to conclude all of this, I got the giant cactus flowered zinnias. And come on now. I love zinnias. I love cactus zinnias. They're just amazing. So why not? So yeah, that is everything that I got from my 2026 garden. This is a lot of seeds, and I usually exhaust myself by the end of the season, but it's worth every penny. It's worth every ounce of work. It gets me out there. It keeps me entertained. I'm going to start a lot of these things, and I'm going to winter sow next. So keep an eye on that video coming up soon. But these are all the new varieties that I got for the garden in 2026. Some of them are old friends, some of them are new friends, but this is what I am growing. The next video, I want to show you all some of the things that I am going to repeat or maybe I'll make a small short. But look at this. This is my binder for all of the previous years. This is full of seeds. This is full of seeds. I didn't have to go buy seeds. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I do too much. Can I be blamed? I'm a gardener, you know. This is what we do. So I'm going to pick out things that I'm going to repeat in the garden this year. And maybe I'll do a short, maybe I'll do another video, just a small video of things that I'm going to repeat in the garden this year. And I'm going to organize, well, this is pretty organized. So basically, I'll show you in another video, but I have everything very organized in here. And I'll just, once I start sowing things, I'll start putting things away. So maybe I'll do a video on that, organizing my seed binder. But I have a seed binder and I have a small Dollar Tree little toolbox that's filled with my tomatoes and peppers that I'm gonna grow as well. Some extras in there. But yeah, winter sowing is coming soon. I'll make a video on that. And thank you so much for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please like and subscribe this video. I would really appreciate it. I know it's been a while. I'm happy to come on here, show my best face, and really get to the gardening because that's something that I love to do. I also plan to make a video soon on my aviary. As you all know, I also have a small farm. So I wanted to update you guys on everything that I'm doing. Please don't forget about me. I'm still here. And, you know, try to push my content forward. And I love to see everyone's content. I love to see what everyone's growing. Please tell me what you're growing this year, what you love to grow. And, you know, what are your plans for the garden? Tell me about it. I would love to hear it. And like I said previously, I want to gift one of my viewers a small little gift of seeds and so many stuff that I have extra lying around here, things that I've grown in the past, extras that I have, seeds that I collected from my garden that I would love to gift one of my fellow gardeners here. So please make sure that you write, "Thank you, Jen." I will gift one of my fellow gardeners a little seed care package. So until next time, thank you again. Thank you for being here with me, Garden of Jenny. And I hope to see more of you on here. And I hope to continue to put more videos out. Until next time, bye.